It was actually on Friday that House of Cards. What is it? How do we refer to it? I mean, you'd say in a regular TV show that something debuted.
Right.
This was posted, or this landed, or
unleashed. Is that appropriate?
Because it's on Netflix. So what they do is unlike binge watch. You're seeing it launched. It launched. That's the way to say it. So it launched on Netflix on Friday, overnight on Friday. And by Friday night, there were people that had watched the entire season, 13 episodes, the entire season. And just really, we did a few episodes yesterday and a few episodes on Saturday. So I think I'm 5 in, maybe 4 or 5 in. But this season, I can't say anymore. This season.
Is it good, though? Because I was worried.
Oh, no. It's good.
Okay, because I was worried at the end of last season.
It does not let you down because I saw an interview with Kevin Spacey on Meet the Press yesterday, and he talked about how it's amazing that things that happen on House of Cards end up happening in the real world and the presidency and what have you. But how he explained it is that this season and every season prior has been done long before. Like this season was done before any of the political campaigns started. Yet you watch it mirror. It's really incredible. It's really amazing. And then things happen here that are going to blow your mind, especially early on, like episode 3 or episode 4.
I have one complaint in that.
How far are you in?
I fell asleep watching the second episode last night.
Don't reveal anything.
I won't reveal anything. Okay. I'll say this though, as I'm turning it on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this came out this weekend. I forgot all about it, and then I'm like, I have no idea. My mind is completely blank because wasn't it a year? Wasn't it February or March last year?
It's been a year. So it's almost like you have to. There's 2 things you could do. Number 1.
Go back.
You could go back and watch the previous season. Number 2, you could have your wife or my wife sitting next to you, and I keep saying, "Who's that? Why is that going on? What's happening here? Did that happen? I thought she was dead."
Poor Allison.
Okay,
Poor Allison.
And the line of "I thought she was dead." This is one thing I can give away. I thought she was dead. I thought he pushed her into the subway. No, that's a completely different woman. But the woman, there's a woman in here that looks.
You just threw me.
It looks a lot. Well, I can tell you. All I'll tell you is that the subway girl, if you followed this, does make. Let's just say she's on salary this season, so you can figure that out on your own. But there's another woman that I thought was her, and it's not even her. It kind of looked like her a little bit. So I'm just saying it's a very exciting season. There's a lot happening.
And are they under contract for one more after this one?
He has no idea. That question was asked yesterday on Meet the Press, and he said, "Will you do another season?" And Kevin Spacey said yes, and he said, "Will there be another season?" And he said, "I don't know. We won't know until we hear from the producer. But if he says,
but isn't he the executive producer?"
He might be, but he has no idea.
Okay.
I don't know that he's the executive producer. But he's the president. Must be his staff knows everything. They're doing all the work.
Yes.
All right, hold on. I want to come back and talk about, there's a lot of talk out there about minimum wage. I saw a story in Syracuse where certain executives out there are going to try to live on minimum wage for a week and see what that's like. That would be kind of interesting, I guess. But we've talked, the governor wants this to be a $15 minimum wage. But what about letting the companies do it themselves? There is a grocery chain, of course, that is known as one of the better places in America to work, and that's Wegmans. So what do those employees make? What perks do they get? What makes them number one? I have some figures for you, some facts and figures we'll do coming up after the news. Hold on tight. Christine has that news coming up next on WIBX.